Hello there. Happy Wednesday. I have been completely forgetting what day of the week it is this week. Happy Wednesday to you. Thanks for joining this week's marketing training. We'll give people just a couple minutes here to trickle in this evening. As we're getting started, hopefully you know, and if you don't, that we are talking today about what to do if you're not getting new clients. This is obviously a hot topic. If you are not fully booked, then this probably piqued your interest. And that's good. And I hope that what you take away here today can be useful. Like I said, going to give people a couple minutes. If you are joining me live, please say hello in the comments. Let me know where you're joining from. If you are catching the replay a little bit later this week, totally fine as well. Do drop a hashtag replay into the comments. That will make sure that I can see any questions you have. Make sure that you feel good about these 3 steps that we're going to talk about. And if this is your first time joining us, thank you so much for being here for this week's marketing training. I do these types of trainings, 20 to 30 minutes every single week. And they're always about really hot topics, conversations I've had with my own clients in the last week, things I've seen people asking, conversations that I have had, things that are super relevant to you as a private practitioner, what you need to know about marketing yourself in a way that's going to be effective and that is true to what it is that you do. My name's Anna Walker. I am a web and marketing strategist serving private practitioners just like you. And everything that we do here, everything I do with my clients is all about helping you get booked out with clients you love and who love you. That is all what it boils down to. That's what this training is about. And I hope that you're excited, like I am, to dive into this topic. So like I said, today is about what to do if you're not getting new clients. Now, I want to be clear that this training is not how to launch your practice. This is not how to build a marketing plan. I've done trainings on both of those topics. If you would like me to tag you in those trainings so you don't have to go digging through the archives, just drop a yes, please into the comments and I will make sure that you're tagged in those. What we're talking about today is assuming that you've done those things, assuming that you have a website, assuming that maybe you've begun to dabble in psychology today, or maybe you're playing with social media or blogging or whatever it is. This assumes that you've started to do some of those things, but you're not getting the results you need. And you're getting to that point where you're like, I don't really know what to do and I need some things to do now. This training is going to be an extremely practical look at what it is that you need to do now, things that you can take action on tomorrow in order to really start moving the needle. That is what today's about. So I want you to walk away and feel like, okay, I know practically what it is, what steps I need to take this, the rest of this week, this evening, this weekend in order to really start moving the needle. So there are 3 steps we're going to talk about today. And the very first one might feel a little bit like, whatever, but I cannot tell you how critical it is. It's something that I see with my clients time and time again. It's something that I have seen just in the marketing world time and time again. And that first step to do if you are not getting clients is to clarify your message. And I know that sounds like, oh, marketing talk, whatever. Clarifying your message comes down to being able to talk really, really simply and clearly about what it is that makes you great at what you do, what it is that you offer your ideal clients. And this is really important for 2 reasons. Number 1, the most important is that you are not going to become known for something. You're not going to become the anxiety specialist in your area. You're not going to become the play therapist or the teletherapist in your area by accident. Those things don't happen by accident. Those things happen because you know what it is that you offer, and you have done the hard work to niche down and to decide on something and to anchor around a message about what it is that you do, what makes you unique, and why clients choose to work with you. That's something that you have to realize and that you have to know as you are putting yourself out there into the world, is that if you have one client, if you've had just clients in your internship and you're working on getting your first one, the fact is that those clients chose you for a specific reason. That reason varies. Sometimes that reason is that your prices are low. There's no doubt about that. Sometimes it's that you take a certain insurance, but it's often much deeper than that. Often it's that you challenge your clients in a way that other therapists aren't. It's that you come across in a warm and empathetic way that feels like they can be vulnerable with you. It's that you offer super, super convenient hours or days for appointments so that you are the go-to place for a busy mom. The fact is that people are choosing you for a reason. If you can get clear on what that reason is, if you can get clear about how to talk about that reason, that is going to be literally the foundation of your success. Everything else you do will be built on top of that. So the first reason that clarifying your message is so important is because you're not going to become an expert by accident. You have to choose what that is. What do you want to be known for? And then learn how to talk about that, practice that, right? Put that in places like your Psychology Today profile and your website. But the other reason that clarifying your message is so important is because of the inherent confidence that it will give you. I am not a super woo-woo person. I am a very practical kind of, I studied biology in college, if that gives you any sort of indication. I'm a very left brain thinker, but the fact is that if you know what it is that you offer, you are more confident when you talk about it. You are more confident when you put yourself out into the world. So you're probably sitting here like, okay, I need to clarify my message. What do I do? Here's what you do. You go to 3 or 4 people that are close to you. Maybe your partner, maybe your mom, maybe your roommate, maybe your best friend, and you send them a link to your Psychology Today profile. You send them a link to your website, and you ask them, when they land there, do they know what it is that you want to be known for? Can they tell what it is that you do? If you offer internet therapy, if that is what makes you unique, can they tell that you are the place to go for convenience? That busy moms and dad and career people want to work with you? Do they know that right off the bat? Someone that is unfamiliar with marketing and unfamiliar with therapy, can they tell that? If you offer play therapy, can they tell that you understand what those parents are going through when they're looking for therapy for their children, and that you can help change their child's life? If you specialize, like I said, in anxiety, do they know the minute they land on your website that that is what you do? If the answer is no, if you put this out there, and I know it can feel a little bit vulnerable, but if you put yourself out there and the feedback you get is, that's not coming through to me, that means there is room for you to clarify further. That means that you can be even more simple, even more crystal clear about what it is that you do. I want it to be so obvious when someone lands on your website or Psychology Today profile, what it is that you want to be known for, who it is that you serve, and ultimately, like we talk about in this group so often, what it is that you offer your clients. What type of life do they get to enjoy as a result of working with you? Those things should be super clear. So the first step, what to do if you're not getting new clients, is to clarify your message. And if that feels like, well, I don't want to do that, it probably means you haven't done the hard work of doing it, because if you had, you would know the value of it. So I really encourage you to shoot your website URL or your Psychology Today profile or whatever marketing that you're doing. Send a URL over to someone that you trust that can give you some really honest feedback and say, is this clear enough? And if the answer is no, then you know that you have some work to do, and those are improvements that you can make. So that first step, if you're not getting new clients, is to clarify your message. Now we're going to get a little bit more into actual marketing, traditional marketing. Number 2 is to share this message. And I want you to share this message with your network. Now, we do a lot of talking here about the client journey. If you're unfamiliar with the client journey, it's really simple. There are 3 phases, 1, 2, 3, that your ideal client goes through when they decide to work with you or any therapist. They start at the first stage, which is called unaware. They're unaware of you. They're only aware of their problem. They don't know your name. They don't know you exist. They just know they need some help. Then they get to aware. Maybe they do that through hearing from their physician, or talking to a friend, or finding you on Google or Psychology Today. They go from unaware to aware. But just because they're aware does not mean that they're going to choose to work with you. Studies show that they'll actually look at between 5 and 7 different therapist websites before making a decision. So how do they ultimately decide that it's you? They get from sure to that last stage, which is called, they get from aware to that last stage, which is called sure. They are sure of you. And it's on a really good, clear website that says, I am the expert in the problem that you're experiencing, that you can actually get people to that third and final stage. So when you think about your network, your network is a free resource for you to tap into. And a lot of people I see talk about tapping into your professional network, which is awesome. It is absolutely worth your while to build relationships with therapists in your area, to connect with people that you went to grad school with, to stay in touch with those kinds of folks, to connect with doctors or lawyers or whoever else your ideal client might be interfacing with on a day-to-day basis. But I don't see enough people talking about the fact that you also have a personal network. Your personal network, the beauty of that, the beauty of the people in your circle, is that they want you to be successful. So they're going to think about you. You are already top of mind, where just the average Joe therapist is not. So with the second step, where you share your message with your network, I want you to think about who I can tell about what it is that I do. A clarified message, now if you've done step one, is a renewed reason to remind people about what you do. Maybe you've talked about what you do in the past, but if you have done the hard work to clarify, to get crystal clear about what it is that you do and what you offer, that's a renewed reason to bring yourself back to people's top of mind as that expert, as the teletherapist that specializes in, busy people's lives, or the play therapist, or the anxiety specialist. This gives you a reason to get back in front of people with something that actually matters. You're not just reminding people and bugging them. You have made a change in your own business that allows you to go ahead and remind people about you. So the reason that this matters so much, and the reason I want you to really tap into this resource is A, it's free, right? And why are referrals so powerful in this way? It's because referrals impart trust. So getting from aware to sure, to that last stage, that's all about someone deciding that they trust you. And if they've learned about you from a friend or from another therapist or whatever, that is automatically giving you some clout, right? It's giving you some trust already that says, okay, if this person trusts them, I guess I can too. And that already gets them further toward that final stage of sure. Referrals are so important and so powerful because they impart trust. And marketing is just in part, there's a lot to it, but marketing is in part just a numbers game. The more people that know about you, the more clients you'll get. That's why getting, awareness methods are so important, but referrals are a great way to do that. The more people that know about you, the more clients you'll get. So if that means that you're going ahead and sharing on your personal social media that you've updated your website, that you are, as the play therapist in Nashville, and if they know of any kids that could benefit from it, to go ahead and let you know. All of a sudden, you have reached a bunch of people that probably didn't realize that this is what you did. And if they sort of knew it, now they've been reminded. Now you are top of mind once again as the play therapist, as the expert for free. And you've reached a brand new network that also knows people that also knows people, right? That's the beauty of networking, is that it's those degrees of separation. So this is a totally free way for you to increase the number of people that know about you. And if it's a numbers game, the more people that know, the more clients you'll get. So with the second one, where you share this new clarified message with your network, I want you to just make a list. Make a list of all the people in your professional network, all of the people in your personal network. Does every single one of them know about that new clarified message? Do they know that you're the expert in this space? If not, then think about a way to do that. It doesn't mean that you're necessarily going to shoot over an email, hello, I have updated my website. Please check it out. I do play therapy. It's where you create a genuine connection, where you also let them know that you have made these updates, or that you've chosen to niche into this direction, however you want to message it. But this gives you a really natural connection point to let people know that some updates have been made. And the more that you do that, the more top of mind you are. So this second step is really, really powerful and totally free if you're not getting new clients. I want you to share the message. Share your clarified message with your network. So we're 2 steps in here and we haven't spent a single dollar, right? These are things that you can do this weekend. These are things that you can start doing tonight in order to move the needle in your practice. This is not a complete marketing plan, but this is going to get you moving and confident and talking about yourself and sharing it with people that want you to be successful. So the third step here, after you've clarified your message and after you've shared that clarified message with your network, a totally free way to increase awareness in your area, I want you to choose 1 to 2 marketing methods to really, really commit to. If you're in the phase of practice right now, whether you just started or you are a seasoned veteran and all of a sudden your client load has dried up, whatever situation you're in, there is nothing worse than feeling desperate. And when you feel desperate, for some reason, we all do this as humans, we feel like we need to do everything. And so we get what's called analysis paralysis, where either you sit there and you're like, there's so many things to do, I don't even know where to start. Or if you're another type of person, you just dive in and you start dabbling in all of these different things. So you're doing social media and you're blogging and you're kind of, I don't know, do I need to pay for SEO? And maybe you're thinking about paying hundreds or thousands of dollars for SEO. And you start an email list and you do all these things. And all of a sudden you're spread thin across all these different methods, not doing any of them well. Or if you're suffering from analysis paralysis, you're like, I don't even know where to start, right? Neither of those things are good, because the fact is you're not doing anything well. So with this third step, I want you to choose 1 or 2 marketing methods, and I want you to commit to them for 3 months. For 3 months, which I know feels like a long time. But the fact is that if you've clarified your message and you've updated your website and you've updated your Psychology Today profile and you're putting yourself out there as the expert in your space, if you've talked to people and they're talking to their people and they're keeping you in mind, you're already gaining traction, right? Those 2 steps are already going to help you. So with this third step where you choose 1 to 2 marketing methods that you're going to commit to, you're going to do those really, really well, and you're going to focus on them. That's where you're going to devote your energy. No more analysis paralysis, no more dabbling in things. You're going to pick 1 or 2 things and you're going to do them very well. So maybe that means that you're going to create a really, really great ebook and start an email list and start emailing people that would be interested in your services, where you offer a ton of value and you do these, maybe you're hopping on video like this and you're offering trainings or something like that. And you're letting people know, hey, I'm an expert, so much so that I'm offering this free advice. Maybe you start blogging and you start doing posts in that way and providing, again, free content that shows people you're an expert. Maybe your ideal client is a huge social media user. And so maybe you start dabbling in Instagram and putting together a strategy there and showing up there regularly in a way that really, really connects with your ideal client. Maybe you decide that you're going to really dive into SEO. You decide to spend a good amount of time learning about it yourself or partnering with an expert in order to do that. Whatever it is, whatever marketing method you choose, maybe it's paid ads. Maybe you have the budget for that. You know that your website's strong and you want to dive in there. That's great. But the fact is that you shouldn't be doing all of those things. So choose 1 or 2 and commit to them for 3 months. That means that over those 3 months, you will have created a system with a clear message, a shared network that knows people, that knows people, that knows people, and you have a couple really, really strong and strategic marketing methods backing it up. With those 3 things in place, you will have created a system that will begin to build traction for you and will begin to get you top of mind in front of the people that ultimately you can help the most. That is what this training is all about. Like I said, this is not a here's how to launch your practice. I've done a training on that and I'm happy to tag you in it. This is about what you can do today, what you can do this weekend in order to start really, really getting that wheel turning in order to build momentum for yourself and for your practice. This is not just about the numbers game, although that's part of it. This is also about you knowing what it is that you do, how great you are, and gaining the confidence that's required. Because the really cool thing that I see time and time again in marketing is that if you know you offer value, if you're confident in the great work you do, people will sense that, people will be attracted to it. And conversely, if you don't, if you're kind of shying away from that, if you don't feel like you really know how to talk about what you do or say up front that I am an expert in X, Y, or Z, people will sniff that out as well. And when people are in a position where they are struggling with something in their life and they're having to decide to hand over their hard-earned money, they're going to want to do that to someone that they can trust and that they know is the expert in this space. And that is exactly what you can be if you work on clarifying your message, if you work on sharing it with people that you know, a totally free marketing resource. And then if you really commit to just 1 or 2 strategies that are really going to grow your practice. That, my friends, is the process I want you to go through if you're not getting new clients. This doesn't have to take forever. So if you feel like this isn't the normal type of marketing advice that's out there, I ask you to just give this process a weekend. Spend a few hours clarifying your message. Spend a few hours over the next couple weeks connecting with people in your network, and then work on 1 or 2 marketing methods for the next 3 months and watch how the wheel starts to turn, the momentum starts to build, and people start to see that you are the expert that they're looking for. I hope that this was helpful for you. I don't see any comments that came in live, which is great. But if you do have comments, if you're watching the replay or questions, please drop them in here. I'm happy to continue talking with you about this. I so want you to be successful. That is why I do what I do, is because I believe that you deserve to be successful, and you maybe just need a little bit of marketing help to get there. And that is what these trainings are for. So like I said, I hope this was helpful. I will be back next week with another marketing training. I'll talk to you then.